We are situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Jets. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Stay with your man. Check forward. Hey, lock it. Shit. Undercrush.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Alert 3.
You draw Corker. Hard.
SOS.
Look, squeeze.
Check 31. Check.
Ready, go. Ready.
He'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
54. Get in the weight room.
Leo.
Under 10. 10. Whip.
Go.
Watch the whip. Back.
Hit it.
They'll set up to throw. Avoids him at the 40. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too.
Go.
I got it. 6 guys.
Go. Rock it.
Go.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to take it, and this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Check, check, check.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it, bring it.
Check. Check.
Got it.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10.
On the set.
54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Protein spill. Hey, Irvin. Now. You're out. Look at me. Door. Be careful.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, you got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this 1st quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
36.
Hey, lock it.
Check up.
Go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Hey, let's get in that hole. Hey, watch.
Hard. Look, squeeze.
Hey, let's get off the field, D.
Hey, exit.
Check.
They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them, because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Good. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Watch yourself, 14.
To throw is Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I'm filing it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Third and long. It's Wilson going up top. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play on third down for the Seahawks. 47 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Alert flat. Alert. One flat. Shoot.
On first down, Wilson is complete to Lockett. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. On 2nd and 7, Wilson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Jeremiah Tauchu. Able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. On third down, Wilson flushed out right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Complete. Smith has it. A good pickup there of 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Go on. Watch out. Check 26. Yo, go. Get it.
They'll drop the throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Go out. Go. Rush out.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think. It is. At the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds. Go, guys, 4 down, 4 down. Switch.
Here's Wilson on third down. That's complete into the hands of Carson. They give him a gain of 38. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Check.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be down at the 46. Well, they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. A gain there of 21 yards. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Wilson will throw again. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Carson, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Myers able to knock it through. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and the Jets set to receive this third-quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson. Now he'll escape to his right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple, and that's exactly why they trail.
Throwing on third and long. Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jets will take over first and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take...
It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Trevor Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Wilson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Wilson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
On third down, Carson. So an Nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. It's taken to the 26. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Let's go now. 70, Indy. Look at me. Zipper.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
2nd and 3. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. After the interception, here's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Here's Carson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down. Now Wilson on 1st down. It's caught. Lockett. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Check it back. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
as you know in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, watch the screen.
Look, screen. Leo. Shoot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey, Alpha.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Hey.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Guard.
I'm coming after
Now.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Mike 54.
You draw corpus. Rock it.
Check 31. Check.
He'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Set 50, plant.
Check. Watch 54.
Protein spill. To go.
Here's 2nd and 8. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Vincent Smith, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Look at me. Go. Hey.
They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On second down now. It's Carson, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Wilson. He's going to sling this. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jamal Adams. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Pull it high.
Kill. Check.
Hey, Sam on.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Hey, lock it.
Now back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback.
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. Important extra point up and through. And the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that they're...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Quinnen Williams in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack, now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
And he comes back with one complete. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position.
Let's go now. 60 or. Hey, Charlie.
Let's go, defense.
Go.
Let's go, defense.
Go.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch the
Hard. Look. Squeeze. Shoot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. One possession game, time very much a factor. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Wilson. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
19.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Mike's 5-4. Ricky. Mike's 54.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Short kick. One of the up mid will take it now.
That's it, baby. We got one.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Seahawks, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.